Hi guys, and today we'll be moving on to tier 1 on the starting point of HackTheBox. And the box we're going to be working on is going to be called appointment. And this box is vulnerable to SQL injection, so we're going to use it on the login page to get the root flag. And SQL can be used either on the username field or the password field on the login page. Just to make it. And I already made the honors of starting up the machine, so I'm just going to copy the IP address here. And it says, for the first question, what does the acronym SQL stands for? And now this stands for Structured Query Language. And we use SQL to handle all sorts of data, whether it's customers' names, social security numbers, date of birth, passwords, usernames, and many more data types in databases. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna put in the answer. And also, there are many types of SQL database, such as MySQL, Post, GRESQL, SQLite, and MariaDB. So I'm going to be moving on to the next question, and it says, what is one of the most common types of SQL vulnerabilities? And that's going to be SQL injection. And this is used when enumerating website to get the information that we need from it. And the next question says, what does PII stands for? And this stands for personally identifiable information. And for this, we could do OSINT to get the answer, since I don't expect people new to this kind of things to be able to get the answer in the first place. And I also didn't get it in the first place as well, so I had to do OSINT on it. And I'm thinking that this deals with user information, so any information that specifically identifies a person. So it could be sensitive data like social security numbers, or it could be information that will make you question the data you give to a company if that company is reported to have a data breach in the future. So I'm going to put in the answer: personally identifiable information. Okay, so that works as well. And now for task 4, it says, what does the OWASP top 10 list name the classification for this vulnerability? And for this one, I also did OSINT to get the answer. And if I move, I already made the research from OWASP top 10. And if we move on, scroll, we see the injection, and it says 94% of applications were tested for some forms of injection, and I'm thinking that includes SQL injection as well. So I'm just going to use AO3 column 2021 injection as the answer. AO3 column 2021. Sorry about that. And now for task 5, it says, what service and version are running on port 80 of the target? So for that, we're going to have to do an NMAP scan. Sorry about. I guess I need to copy the IP again. And now we wait for the answer. It says, what service runs on port 80? And this is gonna be the service. And this is a version for Apache on the HTTP, since Apache is like a service holder. I'm not really sure about that, but Apache should be a service holder for running HTTP. Okay. And now I say, what is the standard port used for HTTPS protocol? And HTTPS stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure, and HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which isn't secure as HTTPS. So, and HTTPS works on port 443, while HTTP works on port 80. Okay, so now it says what is one of the log-based method of exploiting login pages, and now this is going to be brute forcing. And the reason why it's brute forcing is that brute forcing isn't always successful, since the word list used is based on guesses, and sometimes the page you're trying to brute force limits the number of login requests made for that session. So I'm going to be putting in brute forcing. Okay, and now it says what is a folder called in a web application terminology. This is going to be directory. And on inside folders we have files, but in web app they are called subdomains as well, so it's different terminologies as well. And now it says what response code is given for not found errors, and now this is going to be response code 404, since anytime we visit a page and it always says 404 not found. And you could also search online for web page error codes, as well as successful error codes like status code 301 or 200. Okay, and it says what switch do we use with GoBuster to specify we're looking to discover directories and not subdomains. Now GoBuster is a tool used to enumerate web pages, websites, and things like that. So that's going to be dir. So from this I'm thinking that we might run a GoBuster scan. So to use GoBuster, it might ask you to install it, so you just click yes during the prompt. So GoBuster dir to specify that we're enumerating directory. Then since it was on port 80, that's going to be HTTP and not HTTPS. And then I put in the IP. Oh, sorry. Oh my god. So I put in the IP. Let's go back down. The IP. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to specify the URL, that this is URL. So I use -u to specify URL. -w to specify word list. So I use /user/share. You should have this on your system as well. /share/word list /directory is -2.0. I use the medium since it doesn't have much information. So what this does is GoBuster script directories to enumerate directories and not subdomains, -u for URL, which is this one, and -w to specify the word list. And there are more flags for GoBuster, but this is just the basic one. And I've already done this before, but I didn't find any result that would give us an hint towards the answer. So I'm just going to cancel this out and just did that to show you how it works. And the answer was there as well. And now it says what symbol do we use to comment out parts of the code. And now this is going to be hash. I don't know what this symbol is called. I think the hash symbol or sharp symbol, I'm not sure. And now this symbol is used to comment parts of code. An example could be seen in Python, but for this one we're going to be using it in SQL injection instead. So it says submit root file. So I'm guessing this is a website. HTTP paste. Yeah, and it is. So for SQL injection, it says what's coming. So this is going to be an hint towards the final result to get the root flag. So I'm just going to. So it asks for an username, and I've already tried some already, but this is the one that gave me more result. I'm just going to put that in there. And normally we're going to put in a password field. Sometimes we could use SQL that just gonna put it inside the, we're just gonna put the query inside the password field, and it just does, it gives us the it directs us to the final page. Sometimes it could be the add username field, and this in this scenario is going to be the username field, and you can't just log in like that. It didn't allow us to, so we're just going to put in any password. I'm just going to put black box log in, and it works. Don't save. Submit. Okay, so let me just quickly show this as a bonus. Okay, now so we already punched the box, but I just wanted to show how the SQL injection was able to work. So I restarted the machine again, and I'm going to log in into. I'm just going to go to the login page. And now to my right, I have Bob open, and I'm going to put in the URL in scope just to show. So I just click on paste URL since I already add the IP already, and I could just add HTTP to be more specific, and I click on OK. Yes, and I go back to proxy, and I click on, and I go to, that was in target scope, and I go back to proxy, and I click on intercept, and click it, making sure it's on. And yeah, I have the Foxy proxy client enabled, and I click on BOP since that makes sure BOP receives all my requests. And now I just log in back again like I did earlier. And now that I have BOP on and intercept on, it's going to look like it hangs on the screen, but it doesn't, because BOP is holding the request on this client side, and we could see the request and the username and password field. We can see my channel name here and the admin, and this, I'm guessing this is the apostrophe we added there, and this right here is the hash symbol. Okay, yeah, so if you look to my right, the hash 23, the percentage 23 means hash, and the percentage 27 means apostrophe. So what this does is, after this, all this isn't in the field anymore. It's just to receive like the web server that we already had a password, but we didn't, and this just comments out everything after this. And if I click forward, that allows us to be able to get access into that system. And that will be all for today, and thanks you guys for watching the video, and it will be lovely if you guys leave a sub to the channel. Thank you. Bye.